Hello, everybody. I just wanted to hop on here with my cousin Cameron here, and we wanted to make a quick video to get going. Obviously, wanted to start with the most recent breaking news. Unless you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard, Antonio Brown has been
Done.
released by the Patriots. Done. Finito. Um, just wow. Where to even begin with that one? Um, Long off season.
Doesn't surprise.
I don't think it comes to a surprise to anybody, but only thing I really wanted to talk about was the fantasy relevancy. Now that he's gone, obviously after the tumultuous offseason, getting traded to the Raiders, who got then just completely screwed by Antonio Brown, out of Antonio Brown. Starting first, I think it was the cryogenic foot, then the helmet issue, and the fallout with the coaches, where he was calling the coach a cracker, or was it? It was the GM. Yeah, we forgot about it.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
Is calling the GM a cracker. Uh Goes to the Patriots. Immediately with gets hit with rape, sexual assault allegations. Then starts to harass and stalk. They're saying the accusers online. What a
wow.
guy! The story. I it really does just amaze me. But Antonio Brown, he's gone. If you drafted Antonio Brown, I'm sorry. I would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment. I would love to do a show with you. I would love to hear the disgust in your voice as you describe how you drafted Antonio Brown this year. Um, but yeah, fantasy relevancy. I guess immediately impact if you have Josh Gordon or Julian Edelman, you're clicking your heels, jumping up and down right now.
Yeah, fire them up. And I know, I
Fire.
know, I know you're happy, Josh, because
I
Josh Gordon's on
Josh
on your
Gordon.
squad, and
I took the risk on Josh Gordon. The team was already solid, and at the time I took him, I felt like I got good value for what he could possibly be. As long as he stays on the CBD and stays off the THC, he'll be just fine. Even Julian Edelman, back to his
Perfect.
usual rule. Philip Dorsett, fire them all up. Tom Brady's just going to sling the ball everywhere, who I also have as my quarterback on my fantasy football team. It's happy days right now. Um,
I think Tom Brady falls off a little bit. I
well, I
don't think
mean,
he's as
he's like
high
62
as the
years
guys
old.
everyone.
He's like 62
Yeah,
years old. I mean, it's bound to happen eventually. I know he said he wants to play
yeah,
until he's 90, but I, I don't.
yeah. Be real.
Well, I think when they first got Antonio Brown, man, if they really could have made that work, I was waiting for the news that Tom Brady now signed a 5-year extension for 100 million. Why not? You got Antonio Brown, Josh Gordon, 5-year extension. Tom Brady, Robert Kraft would give it to him, no problem. All you have to do is ask. Um,
Yeah, he looked like a top three quarterback when they added Antonio Brown, and it made for an appealing trade, and that's why you did it. I know that's why you did it.
yeah, I had to trade my brother for him. Yes. Yeah, as soon as he got him, that's why I had to do it. Yeah, if you got any piece of them, go ahead, fire them right up. Going on to what should you do now if you drafted Antonio Brown? It happened pretty late in the season, or late in the week rather, happening last night. Do you panic? Obviously, yes. I
Yeah,
I don't think it's completely a lost season if you drafted him high. He was going very high into the lower second round. Um,
but Antonio Brown probably has played his last career game in the NFL.
do you really think so?
I think it's going to be extremely difficult for him to find another team that's going
I
to sign him. I do think anything's possible, especially with how this whole situation's been a circus show, and it proved that anything can happen. So in that sense, yeah, anything can happen. But who's going to want to take the risk on that?
Nobody. I at the point
Bill,
where Bill Belichick can't fit
exactly.
you, rings can't fit you.
It's sad.
It's
It's
sad.
sad.
And that's the best description I heard. We were discussing it. Is eventually you reach the levels where your talent outweigh or is not outweighed by bullshit. It's just put it the way it is. I mean, Colin Kaepernick. We can go back to Colin Kaepernick. He's a very high quality quarterback. Should definitely have a job in the NFL. We can all get over that. Somewhere in the NFL, there should be a spot for Colin Kaepernick. But again, where you've just pushed the line so much and that's where I think we reached with AB. I think he's at the point where he's not hireable in the NFL.
Yeah.
Uh,
The whole situation's just sad, and I feel bad for him. And I really hope this was all part of his plan. He's just been
uh,
proven wrong
I
somehow.
mean, I
I don't.
know
I
he
mean,
was happy when he got released from Oakland, but I highly doubt when the Patriots released. I don't think he called his grandma. Grandma, they released me. I mean, I didn't see that
no
video
doubt
come out.
that. No, I know. I know. I pray for him, man.
XFL,
I hope he gets to play because I know he loves the game. He's a talented player, but
XFL.
you should have kept your mouth shut, dude.
It's all you have to do. Um, I
You're
mean,
making that much money. Keep your mouth shut, man.
$9 million. You just can't
And he's not even
drop
getting
your
that.
phone. You can't
He's
drop
not even getting
Twitter
that.
for $9 million.
He's getting what, like 1 million now? That's it, guaranteed.
Is that the news on
If
that?
I think,
There's so many variables going on. No one knows the exact language of the contract.
I think
It's
what I've heard is he signed a $15 million contract, $9 million signing bonus. 5 million of that signing bonus he was supposed to get this Monday, but he got cut before it, so that's gone.
yeah, they're not cutting that check now.
4.5 million was supposed to be in incentives. 1 million of that was guaranteed, and then I think like 500K was he made per game basis, and he only, or that was split over the course of the games that he played.
I was talking about more or less the language of how does the contract get terminated on the Patriots. If he didn't, it was their language in the contract where it says, if you do this, that, or this, you're done, and the contract is null and void.
Yeah,
It
that part I'm not sure, but
and that will be interesting to find out as news continues to break on this.
oh, I'm sure
Um,
there'll be plenty more news on this. It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
AB. Oh, there's always AB news.
Maybe, yeah.
Even when he gets into I still XFL, here he comes, and then he'll be in the news again. Just what he I lost all hope honestly, and the reason I sound so disgusted is I just can't stop thinking about the video that's out there of him in the doctor's office and turning his cheek and farting at the doc. It's
Yeah, dude,
that's
something's wrong in the head there.
oh, definitely wrong in the head.
I,
And that's
wow.
that's why it really almost doesn't surprise me. I woke up that morning and I think I put out a tweet on our Twitter that he is asking to get suspended the moment that's just the news broke that he was harassing and stalking the accusers. I immediately tweeted out that morning that he is just asking for Roger Goodell to step in and do what Roger Goodell does. I
He's possibly looking at like criminal charges for that.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, he could. It's going to be an ongoing situation. Way too. I mean, we could have a 2 hour video just talking about Antonio Brown.
We really could.
Yeah.
That's no
Yeah,
crazy.
all day. But moving on, it, I it's too late in the week to start talking about trading someone. Obviously, so emergency pickup. Even last night, Friday night, it was too late in the week to start trading for someone. Um, One name I wanted to throw out there, one guy I'm really high on is DJ Shark. Um, Not so much DJ Shark. Oh, it's your boy Minshew, Gardner Minshew. He's going to be the real deal. But DJ Shark already 3 games, 15 receptions on 18 targets, 3 touchdowns, 277 yards. Gardner can
Yeah,
move the ball. Gardner can look good.
he,
Um,
he's looking good, and I'm all about Gardner.
we'll get more onto that in our next week's rankings, waiver wire pickups. Quarterback pickup, obviously, quarterback pickup number one coming from Cameron's going to be Gardner Minshew. But I'm big on the receiver also. I mean, they're going to be moving the ball. Gardner Minshew looks good. DJ Shark looks good. Who knows if I'm drawing a blank. What's the cornerback that wants off the team now? Jalen Ramsey. If Jalen Ramsey wants
Oh,
off the
Ramsey,
team,
yeah.
their defense is going to take a huge hit immediately, taking them out of the game. And one of my biggest things I'm always high is always game script. You want quarterbacks and receivers on decent enough teams to put up points, but not great teams that will run up the score and get you no fourth quarter points because they're just running out the clock. That's one thing I
Yeah.
always do look for. So DJ Shark fits the bill, already putting up numbers. I wouldn't be surprised. He's on track to be a top 10 wide receiver. I don't think he'll continue quite like that, but top 25 definitely doable. What you got?
Well, I do like DJ Shark, but I will say if you're looking for an immediate fill in this week, obviously you can't play DJ Shark because he had the
Of
Thursday
course,
night game,
of
so
course.
you're gonna have to look somewhere else. So if, for someone else that I'm interested in is Terry McLaurin, rookie over in Redskins, if he's still available. I know he's been hot lately, and I know scary
Scary
Terry's
Terry.
probably a big pickup this week, and rightfully so. Honestly, he should be rostered in almost 100% of leagues, in my opinion. He's the biggest target there, and he's getting a lot of work there. I honestly think he's the best receiver on that team, and it shows. And I think he's just only going to continue to get better, and I think you'll see that throughout the season.
And the Redskins doing surprisingly well this
So,
season with Case Keenum at the helm. Yeah, I would agree. Again, same thing. A team that's looking good enough to put up points, but not going to be running away with any games. More than likely having to pass to keep in
mhm.
games. So yeah, I would be sold on that. Uh, Another guy I would like to talk about is Mohamed Sanu. Last coming off a pretty lackluster game to say the least last week, but the targets are there. He hasn't turning them into yards, points yet, but I do think that Atlanta, nobody really has except for Julio on Atlanta. Matt Ryan hasn't been looking too great. Freeman hasn't been looking too great. He's been splitting time with Ito Smith. Other than that, the Falcons have not been wowing me this year, looking like a playoff contender. I see the same thing. They're gonna
It's
start
because
spreading the
my
ball
boy,
around, and Mohamed
I
Sanu.
know.
Hopefully, he can keep the targets up and hopefully turn them into yards and touchdowns. Targets begat points. Just because you haven't provided those points yet, you're getting the targets, and targets again begat points. I think Mohamed Sanu will be a decent pickup. Anybody else you wanted to mention?
I kind of like Nelson Aguilar. Just Eagles wide receiver right now are just banged up. Alshon Jeffrey. It sounds like he's going to play this week, but he
Probably not
he's
at
coming off the injury
100%.
list.
Yep.
yeah, not at 100%, and I just don't trust him to be completely honest. Obviously, Deshaun Jackson's out for the week and maybe even longer. Um, so they're going to need to throw to someone, and I think Nelson Aguilar is the next guy up.
Definitely.
So yeah,
Same thing with Nelson. I get you a ton of targets. Just I know I held on to him a little bit last year. It was I've watched. I remember one game where it was like 8 receptions for 33 yards. But eventually, again, he got it rolling. The Eagles got it rolling, and he panned out. Um,
yeah. Anybody
yeah,
else you're looking at? That's all I got for pickups.
that's all I
Wide
got
receiver.
immediately. Yeah, it was kind of a throw together a video just to talk about AB and some emergency moves you can make going into the future. DJ Shark more long term, in the sense that it's still early on in the season. You should probably have better wide receiver backups on your bench at this point that you're throwing in. It's just somebody to throw in
Yeah.
later on, and that's something we'll get more to Tuesday when we get to our overall waiver wire pickups.
Also recap the games and
Yeah, we'll always do
from the
some
past
game
week.
recaps, and yeah, we'll
So
get to that. But I'd like to thank you for joining me for this quick video, and I think we'll leave it at that, boss. You
yeah,
take care,
sounds good.
and thank you,
Thanks for
everybody.
having.
Please like, subscribe. We're going to be doing more videos, a lot more videos coming up. Of course, we'd like to get started, and just again, like to reiterate one thing I'd like to say, just that would set us apart from everybody else is I would like to turn this into almost a live call in. Like, I don't want to be like everybody else, do the Twitter questions, do all that. I want to physically hear from people. I want to hear the the pain in your team right now if you drafted AB. I want to hear the absolute elation you have if you ended up drafting Lamar Jackson and playing him. I just want to hear from everybody, and I want this to be everybody's show. So we're gonna work out all the kinks there. We're gonna all the kinks and logistics, and that's the idea for all this. I'd like to thank anybody who does see this, and if you leave a comment and you are into fantasy football, definitely leave a comment, and I would love to hear from you. And I think that's where we're gonna leave it for today. Thank you, everybody. Have
Yeah,
a great night, and hopefully
sounds good.
everybody
Good
gets
luck
that
this
win
weekend.
week. Good luck this week, and
Yeah.
everybody gets that week 3 win. Take care.